Live from Ellen Road on this opening weekend of the Empire Championship season. It's a real heavyweight clash. Leeds United against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and your match commentators Andy Hinchcliffe and first Bill Leslie.
So for the first time in 4 seasons, Wolves will walk out to kick off their league campaign outside the Premier League. And what a place to do it. Ellen Road, the home of Leeds United, who for the 9th year in a row get underway away from the elite of the English game. 2 clubs of a certain standing. A look at the roll of honour will tell you that, but here they are both together at the threshold of a new championship season. Among the favourites to get out, that may help, but it could just as well prove to be something of a hindrance in the busy months to follow. Wolves know they need to get used to their new surroundings quickly after a particularly long, painful and drawn-out relegation last season. And as at the start of every season, Leeds United fans wondering whether this will be their year. Well, let's have a check on the 2 lineups for you. A host of signings, some significant departures as well. It all means a new-look Leeds for the new season. Neil Warnock includes 7 of the players he's brought in the close season. It's the most league debutants in a match since relegation from the Premier League, and it goes to 8 when you include teenage Sam Barham, an academy product who starts in the league for the first time. Of the others that remain, last season's top scorer Ross McCormack, 26 today, and fresh from signing a new deal at the club yesterday. Out of an unsettled squad, this is the side that Ståle Solbakken picks for his first taste of the Championship. It does include Matt Jarvis, who's one of several at Molineux's handed in a transfer request over the summer. Just one new signing in here, Tongo Doumbia, a Mali international on loan from Rennes, who'll line up alongside skipper Carl Henry. Kevin Doyle's recovered from injury, which kept him out of the international window in the week. So 7 of the side that started the final Premier League match last season at Wigan start here. El Hadj Diouf, not a name that many would have thought that they'd see on a Neil Warnock team sheet, but he is here at the moment on a non-contract basis. A couple of new signings on the Wolves bench as well. Peshko, a Polish midfielder, and Bjorn Sigurdarsson, a £2.4 million signing from Lillestrøm. What a week it's been for Ross McCormack, scoring for Leeds last weekend, scoring for his country on Wednesday, 26 today. The first chance for Wolverhampton Wanderers fans to see Matt Jarvis in their colours this season. Will it be the last as well? Well, before we get underway here today to kick off the Empire Championship season, there will be a minute's applause. Leeds United do this every season. It's in memory of all those who lost their family and friends during the summer months. They'll be shaping up for that in a moment. Meantime, a penny for his thoughts. Ståle Solbakken. His CV's an impressive one. FC Copenhagen in the Champions League. He's locked horns with Barcelona and the very best in the game. But this is a different sort of a challenge, unproven in the Empire Championship and indeed the Football League as a whole. So Neil Warnock ready to get underway his first full season as manager here, looking for his 8th senior promotion as a manager and the 4th to the top division of English football. Well, there's been plenty of gold dotted around the county of Yorkshire after a glorious couple of weeks for the county. The Yorkshiremen of Leeds United have gold in their sights today at the start of the season. The famous colours of the men from Molineux will kick things off here on a pretty humid afternoon at Ellen Road. Tony Bates, the match referee, gets things underway. Touch for Doyle. Austin, Jamaican international in the heart of midfield there for Leeds. Carl Henry, pressurised by Austin. That'll be a battle to watch, one of many. As Andy, these are two sides set up pretty similarly by the look of things.
Yeah, they both seem to be playing 4-4-2. Huge expectations on both clubs in terms of promotion. We'll get a chance to see whether they're able to continue that during the course of the season over the next 90 minutes. Can Neil Warnock work his magic? Do Wolves have the stomach for the fight this season?
Local lad, Sam Barham with a long throw into the box of Wolves. Ebanks, Blake, Doyle. Ford. Doumbia getting forward and happy to settle for the corner.
It's a positive start from the away side, and when I saw the team sheets I was pleased that Solbakken had put Jarvis and Ford and Doumbia in that side. He could easily have played an extra midfielder, maybe just played one up front. He's got Doyle and Ebanks Blake, so he's sent a side out there to get goals, and as an away side opening day of the season, sometimes you might be a little bit more conservative.
Steeman and Roger Johnson both up from the back. By Byron, helped on by Green. It could be a chance for the signing from Derby County to stretch his legs here. Byron. Becchio wanted the long ball play. He's looking to thread it in for the runner from midfield. That was A.D. White.
It's a little bit sloppy though from Wolves from their set piece. The lines are cleared by Leeds. There's acres of space in there. So Roger Johnson has just dropped off and makes it very easy for the midfield runner. I just mentioned there about the Wolves attacking intent. Interesting to see that Matt Jarvis has started out on this left-hand side for Wolves up against 18-year-old Sam Byram. His league debut for Leeds. That's a real test for the young fullback.
Well, he started last week in the Capital One Cup against Shrewsbury. That was because of an injury to Tom Lees. Tom Lees is back on the bench, but Sam Byram's kept his place, which means that Lee Peltier will play as centre-half. He's also been awarded the captain's armband by Neil Warnock. Many have tried it out, or be tested out by the manager during pre-season. It's the summer signing from Leicester City who wears it, and the action gets underway in earnest.
And so Paul Green there being fouled, very important. He's playing just in front of Sam Byram. He has to get back and help the fullback out when Matt Jarvis is in possession. He's a hard-working midfielder, Green, and he'll be helping out the youngster.
Look at the Leeds United squad, the Leeds United acquisitions, and 7 of them, as we've said, start today. They're all experienced at this level, many at a higher level as well. How quickly are they able to be moulded together by Neil Warnock? That's one of the significant early season questions as far as they're concerned.
They had a fantastic pre-season, 6 wins out of 7, and thumped Shrewsbury here in the League Cup, so they've gelled already, but playing in the league, of course, is a different story.
Vision from Green to try and find a lively McCormack, but the referee felt the ball was moving.
And the ball certainly was. It's good refereeing from Tony Bates, because Paul Green, quick thinking, looking to release that ball over the top of the Wolves defence.
Might have not come off, but it's the sort of sharp thinking that Neil Warnock will be looking for from his players. This will be more measured. It'll be McCormack. A little bit too close to Carl Ikemi. Doris de Vries wanting away. He is among the substitutes here, and Wayne Hennessy injured. That's why the lesser spotted Carl Ikemi starts the season in the Wolverhampton Wanderers goal. The new man, and the man who was in charge, the interim manager at the end of last season, Terry Connor. Lovely to see as well. He got a really lovely ovation from the Wolves fans here when he walked past. Terry Connor, 13 years at the club. Well, Becchio feels he was played off the ball, chipped just wide.
Well, it's probably the third time in the opening 5 minutes that Wolves have been caught. The back four is all over the place. The hands are in the air. He's definitely onside. And there's definitely a pullback on the edge of the penalty area. The referee does well, actually, to play the advantage. But there's a definite foul in there. How far away Tony Bates was, I'm not so sure. As McCormack plays the ball back, Becchio's already been pulled back and Varney's off balance as he tries to slot it in. Well, when you're away from home, opening day of the season, you've got an experienced, fairly experienced back four there for Wolves. As I mentioned, 3 occasions, they're so disjointed. The fullbacks are pushing on, the centre-halves are dropping in, and they're not playing as a four.
McCormack, out by Roger Johnson. Got a shirt pulling spotted in there by Tony Bates. Leeds starting to build up a little bit of a head of steam. Austin may have got the final touch.
Disappointed Austin because he had a fairly free header. A decent ball in, plenty of pace, just whipped away from goal. And Austin just finds himself maybe half a yard of space, should have made a better connection, really.
Well, got the little touch on Ebanks-Blake nearly there, but Paddy Kenny out sharply. Taking one for the team as well, at the feet of Sylvain Ebanks-Blake.
His first bit of action, Paddy Kenny, and he's very quick off his line, have nothing to do so far. But this is what keepers need to do. They need to be quick off the line, they need to be brave. Ebanks-Blake does absolutely nothing wrong. He's got every right to chase this down. He's big, he's strong, and the keeper does really well.
We'll be going the build-up to that. Kevin Doyle winning that first header against Lee Peltier, who's good in the air, but he's not a centre-half by trade, is he?
I think ideally if Tom Leeds had been fully fit, he would be playing in there, Peltier at right back, so he's got to be careful. At times if Doyle's going to win the header cleanly, it's pointless challenging him. He can maybe just step off and pick up that second ball.
There might be in some quarters around Molineux feelings of doom and gloom after the relegation with all the transfer requests flying in, but it's important to focus on the positive as well, and in the strike force of Ebanks-Blake and Doyle, you've got quality at this level. However, concerns at the other end. Green's cross blocked away by Ward. Austin, super save on the line, took a clearance from Doyle, it's still not clear. Green shot, they feel it was a hand. Wolves creaking at the back. And in the end it is volleyed wide by young Sam Byram.
Well, Austin had a chance from an earlier free kick. This is a really towering header. The goalkeeper does so well because the ball lands right at his feet. He's a big goalkeeper, Ikemi. And he gets his foot down just to prod it away. Then it's pinball. The ball bouncing around everywhere. I don't really see a handball in there. Eventually the shot at the end is very poor. This ball just kicks up, strikes an arm, but there's no way on earth you're going to give a penalty for that. Stearman goes to ground. He's not even looking at the ball.
There's a slip from Barham that could let in Ebank's play. Peltier there to just nodded out of immediate danger. Jarvis. First tussle up against Barham. He's breezed beyond him. Austin there to get it back. Barham looks a little rattled by that. Clears away, but gives it away to Henry. And McCormack just has a little nibble at Carl Henry's heels.
It's not going to be easy for Sam Barham at right back. The problem with Matt Jarvis, he's a confident player, but he's a two-footed player. He can go down the line and his left foot will step inside on his right. It's very difficult as a fullback. You're not sure which way to force him. And once he gets past you, he's so quick, he's into the danger zone.
The one-away Matt Jarvis will deliver this one for Wolves. Austin's header, Kenny's can't. It's a half-hearted punch, but it's good enough. Now Norris. Barney. McCormack in space down the left. The ball not quite what was required, but it is still with the home side. A confident McCormack having to take it on from anywhere at the moment.
Oh, that's wildly optimistic. But once again, from a Wolves set piece, Austin does really well. Then suddenly Leeds are piling forward. Wolves are struggling to get back and very nearly caught out again.
And there was that incident with Luciano Becchio a little earlier on. Let's have another look at this one.
It's possibly a shout for offside, but again, you can't just stop and put your hand up in the air. And Stearman, because he's an appeal for the offside, is having to drag back Becchio. Neil Warnock's not happy. The Leeds players aren't happy. So he was definitely outside the area, a couple of yards outside the area. I suppose if Leeds play on and score, it'll be the right decision. Because they don't, because Varney puts it wide, Leeds are complaining.
Jarvis closing down on Barham. Ward. Doumbia. Roger Johnson. Doyle. They're stuck to the task.
And that's what the two Leeds centre-halves are really going to have to do. Pearce and Peltier work very hard up against Doyle and Ebank's Blake as a front two. They do work very, very hard off the ball.
Goes Austin. Doumbia. Ward. Ebank's Blake. Ebank's Blake in for Doyle. Ward well forward. The key attacking cogs for Wolves just starting to click into action. Ask a few more questions of Leeds. Barney at the near post to clear for Leeds. Zuba. Doumbia. Roger Johnson. Doyle. Stearman. Doyle. Jarvis. Ward. More composed all round from Wolves, isn't it?
That's what both sides really need. Wolves are starting just to knock that ball around. 10 passes or more, just starting to make Leeds work. It's been frenetic the opening 13-14 minutes.
Jarvis on beyond the young fullback again.
And it's very important for Byron that once Matt Jarvis gets into the penalty area, he stays on his feet. Seemed to be past him there, the winger, but the young fullback did well just to stay on his feet and force the ball out.
Towards Stearman. Blake got in the way from Roger Johnson's header.
It'll be interesting to see whether this ball is actually going in. It's a towering header from Roger Johnson, and Ebanks Blake certainly seems to get in the way. And it isn't going in, it's probably going towards Kevin Doyle, and as their hand comes into play, that's what the referee is maybe seeing. Is there a handball? There is. It just strikes the arm of Ebanks Blake, but a dangerous situation for Leeds, and Johnson is a really terrific header at the far post.
It'll be fascinating to see how he starts the season, Roger Johnson. He's been given a place in the starting lineup, both last week in the penalty win against Aldershot in the Capital One Cup and here. Many supporters anyway of Wolves do feel that he has something of a point to prove. After a tricky first season after his big money signing from Birmingham.
It's all about attitude for Roger Johnson and for the rest of the Wolves squad this season. It's whether they can enjoy this championship season. It's not about enduring it. They've got to enjoy playing in it.
Green nearly opening the door at the back, trying to keep it alive. Becchio! Untouched just wide by Ross McCormack.
I thought that Becchio was going to take this ball down on his chest and shoot himself. It's a clever header, but McCormack, I'm sure, has half an eye on the goalkeeper. The big keeper's coming flying at him. The header comes in from Becchio. And the goalkeeper's very quick in the face of McCormack, and that does just enough to put him off.
Numbers in the box for Leeds United, nearly making it happen. Boyle back there, which means there's no one anywhere near the halfway line for Wolves. Switched off there. Becchio, 1-0! Wolves didn't read the danger. Leeds capitalised, and Luciano Becchio has the Yorkshireman up and running.
Well, this is a magnificent goal. 3 touches from Paddy Kenny to the back of the Wolves net. A brilliant ball wide. Wolves squeeze out, but they don't pick up. Look at this ball from Paddy Kenny out to McCormack. He's just about onside as the ball is played. It's a dangerous game for Wolves to do. What a ball in from McCormack. And this is not an easy finish from Becchio. He does so well. He knows he can't control the ball. He can't strike it with his feet. He has to throw his head at it and does so well. He keeps it down, and that ball is past Akemi before he can even blink. It's a fabulous goal from Leeds.
Well, they put Shrewsbury Town to the sword in the League Cup last week. Becchio and McCormack both on the score sheet in that 4-0 win. The two front men, the two main men for Leeds United in an attacking sense, combining deliciously as far as Elland Road is concerned. And now this is going to be a real examination for Wolves.
Great understanding between the Leeds front two, McCormack and Becchio. As soon as McCormack takes that ball out of his feet, Becchio knows the cross is coming, so he gets himself set up, and when it bounces, he knows he's going to have to throw his head at it. It's a brilliant goal.
It's a new season, but no wins in their last 14 games last season. 1 win in 24 league games. It's not something that a summer break gets out of the system. That's why it is an examination for Scully Solbakken in his first league match in charge. Ebanks Blake. Pelletier gets a toe in. Forward. Doumbia. Jarvis. Just too high for Sylvain Ibach's play.
Well, the idea was right from Matt Jarvis. A couple of times he's run at the full-back, trying to take him on. That time, as I said, he just steps onto his right foot. He's trying to pick out his centre forward, just overhits it. This will really disappoint. Stolly Solbakken and his side have dominated possession. Just before the goal, they were knocking the ball around quite nicely, looking in control of the game, then suddenly they go to sleep. And they clear their lines and they find themselves a goal down.
In that game against Shrewsbury here last week, Leeds United 4-0 winners, but their visitors did have more possession than them. Just to show that the possession statistic isn't always indicative of the way the game's going. By Pierce. He's the first of the many arrivals here at Ellen Road. 11 in, 12 out so far. Flag up for offside against Luciano Becchio. Beaten in the air again, Doyle. Two of them ganging up to ensure Jarvis can't get a run at it. Green is back helping out. This is Andy was saying he would need to a moment ago.
We've hardly mentioned Anthony Ford down the right-hand side for Wolves. Everything is coming down the left with Matt Jarvis, and Paul Green, as I mentioned, doing a really good job. That's what he has to do, get back and double up on Matt Jarvis.
Got his head to it effectively as well. Here's Green. Very useful sort of a player for Neil Warnock to have acquired, especially as he was saying that he doesn't feel his squad is deep enough. Last season had to play a lot of full-back for Derby because of injuries. He's starting on the right of midfield today. Well, there's a sight you thought you'd never see. El Hadj Diouf cheered at Ellen Road for a Neil Warnock side. Rewind 12 months, that didn't look too likely, did it?
I'm sure we'll see Warnock and Diouf going out for some cosy meals together, but if he does a job on the field, that's all that Neil Warnock is bothered about.
I suppose they have the common ground in that they are Marmite characters in football, should we say?
Just like you and me.
Good centre forward play from Becchio. I was talking to a Norwegian journalist last week about Ståle Solbakken, saying that, you know, what you see is what you get. There are no mind games or anything like that with him. And even by his interview that he gave to Jonathan Oates before the game, saying that he is conscious of having to deal with the hangover that's very much at the club after the relegation.
He'll be under no illusions coming into a club that's been relegated. He's a confident, competent manager, and it's about him really. He's the fresh face. He has to lead by example, then ask his senior players to do the job out there on the field for him.
There's no doubt about it. You do get the feeling that He can't wait to wish away the next couple of weeks. The transfer window closes. He then has his squad until the end of the year at least.
This is a nasty one. He just gets caught on the back of Stephen Ward and just gets winded as he landed. He's a tough lad though, Paul Green, and he won't want to come off. It's just a whack in the ribs.
Doumbia. Ward. Jarvis. Kenny. Happy to let that one go. Had him worried for a second.
It's a very similar ball to the one he just played in earlier, looking for Ebax Blake at the far post. Doyle comes near post. He's just looking really just to whip that in towards the far post. Lots of pace on it. Hope it picks out one of the strikers.
The bids keep coming in for him, as they do Stephen Fletcher from various Premier League clubs. To stay or to go. One thing that is in the favour of the manager, and indeed everyone involved with Wolves, is that they aren't in a position where they have to sell. The reassurances from the boardroom repeatedly coming that they are in a strong financial position despite relegation. Gleaming new stand as well at Molineux for this new season for the lower league. Norris. This is Doyle. Norris bit back fairly, has run under the nose of the referee.
It's a fantastic tackle, David Norris, and Rodolphe Austin in central midfield for Leeds. That's the engine room. They're working very, very hard in there just to limit the influence of Doumbia and Henry. I've not really seen the Wolves central midfield two so much in the game. They're struggling to get on the ball and control the tempo of the match from a Wolves point of view.
Talking of comings and goings, Carl Henry, as we know, very combative in the heart of midfield for Wolves, has signed a new 2-year extension to his contract. Suba. Doumbia. Henry. Ward. Green galloping across to try and close the space. Doyle. Jarvis. Doyle. Peltier's kept it in, which allows Doyle to cross. Acrobatically away by Rodolphe Austin.
It just underlines how hard Austin is working. He's the player, the midfielder they need to get back and defend. Peltier was off the field. He slid to make the challenges off the field. And there's Austin working hard and plugging the gaps.
Just about got away with that, Jason Pearce. Austin. McCormack. 3 getting forward well here for Leeds. McCormack just too high for Barney.
really intelligent play from Ross McCormack. He's a centre forward, he wants to be in the 6-yard box scoring goals. He does like drifting out onto that left-hand side. You see they're taking defenders on and providing really good service.
Well, we touched on all the new arrivals here at Leeds. Significant departures. We look in terms of goals and assists. The captain who was appointed when Neil Warnock took over, Robert Snodgrass, he's going to be the biggest gap that requires filling. Of course, Leeds also have this element of uncertainty. It looked all summer like a takeover was going to happen by the time the season kicked off. That hasn't happened. The latest reports are that may well still be alive. That adds to an element of uncertainty. Lumbia certainly covers plenty of ground, doesn't he, the man from Mali? Eubanks play, trying to cushion it down for Doyle. Green. Brady White. McCormack. Looking for Becchio. The first 20 minutes was at a pretty frenetic pace. It's a very humid, close afternoon in this part of Yorkshire. I'm sure it is up and down the land in many parts. I understand, particularly being day one as well, while there may be little lulls in the game.
Well, the weather will have a bearing on the game as the game proceeds, but the one thing that's important for Wolves, they didn't concede a second goal. If they'd have crumbled from that point, it could have been very difficult, but they stayed in the game. That's the important thing. Going one down, they've got to dig deep, and they have.
Lumbia. It's the return from Doyle, that was the intention. Good work from Norris.
McCormack looking to be provider once again, ball over the top, and is there a foul in here? I'm so sure Stephen Ward comes across, and he's never going to get to this ball, Becchio. I'm not saying he dies, but he knows that that ball is going beyond him.
McCormack trying to cushion it into the path of Norris. Austin. Green. McCormack. Norris. Here comes Byron. Well read by Jarvis. Mix up at the back. Varney's penalised for his part in it.
There's really good flexibility for this Leeds build-up, the way they attack. We see Green pushing infield, McCormack doing the same, and Wolves are struggling at times. They're defensively a little bit all over the place.
It's a defence that, between them, played most of the games in the Premier League last season. It's a defence that only saw them pick up one away win through the whole season in last season's painful relegation campaign. Doyle. And ball awarded. Super Sunday is back from the Barclays Premier League. Wigan against the European champions Chelsea live, Sky Sports 1 HD from 1. And you can see that one on Sky 3D as well. And then a check on the champions, Manchester City against Southampton. The Premier League new boys, Sky Sports 1 HD. And that too is available for you at the 3D facility. Becchio, scorer of the goal that separates the sides. We have 10 first-half minutes to play here. I dare say that fairly high up on the Neil Warnock list of priorities for the season is to sort out the home form. 11 home defeats last season in the league. You're not going to get promoted if you have those sort of figures.
You can see how worried he was. He brought Paddy Kenny in, there's Jason Pearce, Lee Peltier in. Virtually completely different midfield as well. So it's all about defending as a team, and Neil very conscious that his side need to do that. Seemed like an awkward landing, was it, for Doumbia, as he just got nudged, just got eased out of it by Norris, and it be really nasty because you're just not expecting to go over on your ankle. You're looking at the ball, your concentration's elsewhere, and thankfully he's up and on his feet.
Jarvis the one to size this one up. Plenty have gone forward here for Wolves. Ward's missed it. Ross McCormack able to pounce. Green tanking forward in the middle. Paul Green, and then he cushioned it, hoping that Norris would be there, but Norris had already been and gone. Doyle. Ebanks Blake. Doumbia. And goes Austin with a strong challenge. Doumbia finds himself writhing on the ground again.
Well, that challenge epitomises what Austin is all about. The ball's there to be won. He's going to go flying into challenges. There's a handshake from a teammate as well. They know what he's been brought into this club to do. And that's a thunderous challenge.
There was talk that he was very close to signing for Stoke City a couple of seasons ago. Rodolphe Austin, the Jamaican international, but work permit problems prevented that. He's actually been playing, he's played 15 odd games for Brann in Norway, so he's up to speed in terms of fitness.
It's been fast and frenetic during the course of this first half, but the piece of real quality we saw from Leeds United. What a ball from Paddy Kenny. Any outfield player would have been proud of that pass, and this is a brilliant ball in. It's a difficult finish. He makes it look so easy, Becchio, but he knows when McCormack picks the ball up what he's going to do. And he sorts himself out, gets his body just about right, and Ikemi absolutely no chance.
It's a real boost for Leeds to have him up and running and scoring early on in the season. First couple of months last year, he was missing. He missed pre-season and the beginning of the season. It always takes, or seems to take, a little bit longer for players to hit their straps.
It was all about match sharpness, what you see with both the Leeds strikers as they work so hard off the ball as well, and they don't get disappointed when they don't score goals. They keep going, keep getting into dangerous areas, and the ability that they both have, they're going to score plenty this season.
Nobody said it would be easy. His story is a fascinating one. Stole his soul back and had a brief spell as a player in English football with Wimbledon, but fell out with Joe Kinnear. His playing career ended by a cardiac arrest when he was playing in Copenhagen for Roy Hodgson's side, actually. He went down the management road, and pretty successfully. Last season was a difficult one for him in the Bundesliga with Cologne. Plenty of political issues off the field there meant that the job was a very difficult one. So he's ready for what he will experience in the Black Country, I'm sure.
He's the first time I've Stolly Sol back in and listened to him, but he's a very calm character, and that's exactly what Wolves need.
To do with a goal as well. Here's Jarvis. Byron just did enough, and that's a solid challenge on the second occasion. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, and that's exactly what Sam Byron did, and listen what the crowd think of it.
Well, this is outstanding defending. The timing of the tackle here is absolutely brilliant. A couple of occasions Jarvis has got past him, but he's not lost confidence in his ability to defend, and that's a terrifically timed challenge.
He'll be feeling a lot better about himself after that, but this is a concern. Paul Green was getting treatment a moment ago, and what looked like a knee problem. He's down again here. Ronnie Jepson, one of the Neil Warnock backroom team, is talking to the manager. The reshuffle looks in the offing. That's Tom Lees who's warming up.
And losing Paul Green would be a problem anyway, because he's a quality player, but it just changed the setup, the system that Leeds are playing, and they don't really have a like-for-like substitute to come on if he can't carry on. Looks like the medial ligament. He's maybe injured. A couple of occasions now just stretched and tweaked, and you can see there the medial ligament on the inside of that right knee. Put some pressure on the outside, and it just twangs the knee, and that's where the injury's been picked up.
You know your way around an injured knee as well.
I only had the 11 knee operation, so he's doing well. I wasn't up that quickly and had all my problems. I was lying on the surgeon's table.
Well, 5 minutes till half-time. They'll look to see Paul Green, or hope that he'll be able to run it off. Have a more detailed assessment at the break. Barney, a jam in a Johnson and Ward sandwich. Here's Ford. Zubar on the overlap, but Barney's got back well. Wins the free kick. Maybe an element of inexperience about Anthony Ford. He's the Academy Player of the Year for the last couple of seasons. He's still only 18.
The Leeds defenders will absolutely love that. You've got Paul Green on one side working back, Luke Varney on the other giving cover to the full-backs, and fantastic as a back four when you have a midfield that work that hard in front of you.
Vecchio's the target. Well, it's all over here for Paul Green. He's just signalled to the bench. I don't know if it's stiffening up or whatever, but his afternoon is over. So Leeds temporarily down to 10. Neil Warnock's talking to El Hadj Diouf. I wonder if he's going to come out for the whole half, the second half, and what remains of this first. We shall see. Doumbia. Ward finds Jarvis. Byron wins that 1-to-1 again. He's warming to his task, the young fella. Vecchio. Peltier. White. Byron. And the corner penalised. A little word with the assistant on this near side as well.
That's okay.
Johnson going to drop it in behind, but Pearce is wise to that.
do have to be a little bit braver here. They're just lumping long forward balls up towards the front two, and Peltier and Pearce are dealing with it fairly easily.
They are the odd couple, Neil Warnock and El Hadj Diouf. The Senegalese international comes on for a league debut for Leeds United.
But the one thing Neil Warnock has said to Diouf is, look, a minute or so maybe before the break, make sure you get back and help out your right back. Don't get caught upfield.
Doyle. Peltier. Cormac. Zuba. Two added minutes on the end of this first half. Doyle. The complexion would change considerably if Wolves could get their way back into the match in that time. Ebanks-Blake. Good lead by Pearce. Diouf. Well, wherever he goes, El Hadj Diouf, he polarizes opinion. It's seldom dull. Who knows? He's still here on non-contract terms. That's due to be ironed out next week to see what length of contract, whether, if any, one can be agreed with him.
Did well on the Olympic diving board, the way he went down there.
He's found McCormack here. Ross McCormack's shot blocked away. Ford. Ebanks-Blake. Great strength from Sylvain Ebanks-Blake. He had three around him, and the help was a little bit slow to arrive.
The Wolves look so much more effective when they get the ball into the feet of Ford or into the feet of Ebanks-Blake. Then he can turn and run and use that strength and power to get past defenders. In the end, Leeds have so many bodies back, they just about managed to snaffle the ball away.
Doyle, Ebanks-Blake. Here's Becchio. McCormack very nearly found him. He came across and did enough there, Stearman. He needed to. Well, a lively first half of league action here at Leeds United. And the goal to get them up and running coming from Luciano Becchio. Super service from Ross McCormack. But Becchio's low header means that it's Leeds United who lead at half-time on day one here at Elland Road.